Welcome everyone to another week of It's Cheaper Than Therapy podcast. I am your host, aka Roll Nice, aka Roland Kerson. I am in studio by myself again tonight. My co-host Jordan is on vacation for celebrating his anniversary with his wife. So you just got me tonight. I hope you're satisfied with that. I don't have too much tonight. Just touch base, doing a real little recap on what I talked about last week about people being loyal to employers. I just wanted to touch base and say I understand that being your own boss is not for everyone. Not everyone is of the entrepreneurial mindset. As I get older, that's something I aspire to do for myself, to work for myself and not to work for anyone else. And I know some people actually do enjoy going to work for an employer, office settings, corporate settings, whatever. It's just after 45 years on this planet, it's not something that's necessarily for me anymore. So, that touch base on that, just to touch base a little bit on that. And another little question. In a relationship, what do you feel is a safe space to address concerns and feelings with your significant other? A lot of times we get into a relationship and we're afraid to talk to our significant other about any problems or any issues that we may have because we don't feel like we have a safe space, and the fear of it contributing to a bigger argument or possibly contributing to a breakup or separation. So, and men, we're taught to be quiet and not really voice our opinions because it seems to be deemed as being soft or beta or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of times we let things that we have an issue with our partner, our significant other, go by the wayside because we as men we don't want to argue. We just want peace. So we feel like if we bring certain things to your attention, it's going to create a problem. So, what does that safe space look like for men as well as women? A lot of time, women, when you're not sure if you can get that safe space from a man because you're not sure how he's gonna respond or react, or is he gonna shut down when you try to talk to him? Just understand that men, we need time to process things. Everything doesn't always come directly to our mind and what we want to say right then and there. So sometimes we just want to take what you say, give us a day, couple hours, not even a full day, a couple hours to process what you're saying so we can think about it, so we can have a honest to goodness conversation and come to some kind of equal compromise with your emotions, your feelings, and we just ask for the same in return because we don't always feel like we have the safe space to discuss those things with our significant other, in fear of being ridiculed and fear of contributing to a larger argument, or in fear of, our significant other ending the relationship, whatever. And I know women sometimes have those same fears, but it has been shown and proved that women exit the relationships at a much higher rate than men, up to the terms of like 70 to 80% that women are exit the relationship before the man. So understand that when we understand you want to feel safe coming to talk to us about an issue you may have. If we take a couple of days or a couple of hours to address that with you, we're not ignoring you. It just takes us a little time to process information at a different rate that you guys process that same information, or not saying the same information, excuse me, pardon what I'm saying, but our issues that we address, we understand that women sometimes like to address it right then and there without wasting any time. Sometimes we need time to think about it because we don't want to do or say the wrong thing to make things work. So I kind of want you guys feedback, male and female. What does that safe space look like? When you want to address your feelings, emotions, or concerns with your spouse or significant other, do you feel like you have a safe space? You can definitely give me that feedback at cheaperthantherapyshow@gmail.com or text 803-509-3477, or you can leave your feedback in the comment section under the video. I want to thank everybody thus far that has been subscribing, watching, liking, and sharing the video. I just want this thing to grow, so that's why I'm asking for your feedback as far as topics. I'm asking for your comments, so maybe you can help me see things from a different standpoint, and maybe I could do the same for you. You may not like my message, but I'm just trying to give a good positive message, and that's my goal here going forth, because I'm on episode 11. Hard to believe it. This is still a little unnatural for me to put myself out there in a public space like this, and then ask for people to view me in this public space. So, like I said, I don't have a lot to discuss this evening. It's been a long week with work, and then this weekend I had my son and my niece with me, so I was just out having a good time with them, so I ain't had a really time to sit down and go through a topic, get my research done, and present something a little fresh to you guys. So that's why I'm kind of recapping on the entrepreneurial and, the conversation about the safe space. Is nothing deep, nothing too entailed. It's just a little, thing I see where I see with couples that I know personally tend to say they have issues voicing their concerns with their significant other. So what does that safe space look like? Do you as a man feel like you have a safe space in your relationship to talk to your spouse about things that you feel or what you are concerned that you may have? I mean, I know I don't want to speak in general. I know women don't tend to have an issue expressing their emotions and feelings. I know men, it's more of a problem for us. So that's why I'm saying, what does that safe space look like? Do you feel like at any point in time you can go up to your spouse or significant other and tell them you have these concerns? I'm not sure. So that's why I'm asking for the feedback so I can grow this podcast. I know there's a wide variety of topics people want to talk about when it comes to celebrities, and entertainment and sports. And like I said, I will discuss celebrities. I will discuss entertainment. I will discuss sports. It's just when I discuss celebrities and entertainment, I always want to do it in the light of making sure we get a positive message out of this. I know celebrities and entertainers are not perfect. They make mistakes, but I definitely want to be positive and point out their good. And then if I do talk about them in any kind of negative manner, it's just not to personally attack them. It's to point out something that I feel like that they're doing that they could do better for the betterment of the community. And they may say, well, Roland, what you doing for the betterment of the community? This is my first step trying to have these conversations because, I ain't perfect. None of us are. this helps me get out there and figure out what I can do. Feedback. Me trying to spread the knowledge that I do know about certain things that people may not know. That's why you're gonna see the home buyers workshop that I kind of did last week, talking about purchasing a home. You're gonna see me have a financial literacy couple of episodes about making the right choices with your finances, because I can talk about this in depth because I've experienced it. I've seen people experience it, good, bad, and indifferent. So that's why I wanted to create this, in essence, safe space to talk. I mean, it's me putting myself out there publicly and having these conversations. But it's something. If it can help somebody and somebody feedback can help me, that's a powerful thing, because we as a people, we got to start thinking more of a village and helping each other. You know, we gotta get better. So that's why I'm doing this. Hence, everything I try to ask for everybody to be, as far as comments and suggestions, to be positive. If you got something negative to say, that's of a personal nature, I actually keep it to yourself. I mean, you may not like me. It is what it is. You may not like what I have to say. It is what it is. But somebody, I want it to be positive to somebody. And you might, there might be that, it might not be for you, but there are 10 people it might help. So, my goal in this podcast is only to help and inspire and give knowledge, have fun. People may say I'm dry and boring. Okay, I'm not. It's just, I'm a little bit better when I got my co-host beside me. It's just, I don't want to talk people to death and make it sit like I'm sitting on my soapbox preaching, or trying to tell people how to live their lives. So I want it to be a conversation. Hence, that's why, I want feedback. And like I said, once I get the chance to go live, I want to go live. And people, feel free to call in. I do these on Sunday. And once I go live, it'll be more set in place what day and what time. But everything I'm doing now is recorded and put out there. So, again, give me some real feedback about working for an employer, being loyal to an employer. Give me some real feedback if you got your questions about buying a home. Give me some real feedback about having a safe space in a relationship to talk with your spouse, because we all learn that sometimes it's difficult to handle the truth, and you got to find a safe space in order to deliver that truth to your spouse or significant other. That's what I think. You got to have a safe space, because if you fear that if you deliver a message and there's going to be a ton of repercussions, or it's going to backfire on you, that safe space starts to shrink, and eventually it'll disappear. And then now you're holding in your emotions, you're holding in your concerns, you're holding in your thoughts, and you're creating a whole nother toxic environment on top of, the one that was already there, where you feel like you couldn't talk to your spouse or significant other. So like I said, this is about positivity. I want to talk about things that matter. Like I said, there's going to be days we talk about foolery and craziness to lighten the load, because I know when you go serious every single day, it can be depressing, it can be draining. Hence why I don't sit down and watch the news much, because it can be depressing with all the news stories that's on. It can be, it can bring you down and make you feel negative and give you a negative impact about the world, and have a negative, bleak outlook on on the future, and you don't want to have that. Bad things are going to happen in this world because we in a world full of imperfect people, but you got to have a positive outlook. And I tend to try to do that every day. Um, I'm gonna talk sports. I'm a big sports guy. I'm a North Carolina Tar Heels fan. We lost yesterday in the ACC championship game, but we are going to the big dance. Good thing I like about that, generally every time we lose the ACC championship game, we wind up winning the national title, and that's the bigger fish for me as a Tar Heel fan. We're entering the NFL free agency period. NBA playoffs is about to kick off. So, we're definitely going to have sports topics. We're definitely going to have relationship topics. We're going to talk about movies, entertainment. It's just going to be a wide band of things. Like I said, I didn't have much this week because I had a busy week. I work, I do other things. I have my son and my niece this weekend, so it's hard to sit down when you got those multiple things going on. So I got a little more free time this week coming up. So hopefully I have a better topic. Hopefully my co-host will be back and we can have a good dialect and conversation. I'm not going to keep you guys long tonight. It is late. I got things to do. So I want to thank everybody that has tuned in, that has liked, that has subscribed, has shared. Please, for those people that see this video, see me post on Facebook, go to my YouTube page, subscribe, like, share, watch. Give me your feedback. Maybe I'll say something that you agree with. Maybe something I don't. Maybe you can give me a comment that helped me change my point of view. But I want you guys to have a good night. And again, Cheaper Than Therapy podcast. You guys have a wonderful evening.